sunrise, new day's dawning, and it's calling you and me, where the mighty Mississippi flows by Memphis, Tennessee. We've got woodlands, fields, and water. Hey, there is no better way. You can find out all about it on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Make some time, take the family, ask a friend, but don't delay. Listen up and learn about it all. Outdoors with Larry Ray. Listen up and learn about it all. Outdoors with Larry Ray.
Good Saturday morning and welcome to another edition of the award-winning Outdoors with Larry Ray.
Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency.
Now, here's your host, Larry Ray.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome to Outdoors with Larry Ray. As we talk outdoors for the next 90 minutes. That's if I can make sure I can read all my copy here, because I've got my mask, I've got my hand sanitizer, I've got Shelby McCall in the studio. I got everything but my readers. And you folks know, Shelby came up and said, I need to make the font bigger. Well, there's no doubt about that. I need to have readers all over the place. But anyway, I got my man with me to prop me up. I wish he was in studio, because I sure do miss all of my co-hosts. It's just not the same, and I don't think it's going to ever be the same. Not sure when it will happen that they will open the door and say, come on in the studio with you folks. But this is third Saturday, so who does that mean that I have as a co-host? Tell them, Frank.
Good morning, Larry. Good morning, everyone.
There he goes. That's my baritone, Frank Barton, who won't be long from now and will be opening the doors on Mount Moriah for his business. What time y'all open? 8 o'clock? Is that right?
8 o'clock today.
8 o'clock today on the address is?
5715 Mount Moriah Road.
I ought to have that memorized by now. Anyway, so me and Frank, and on this third Saturday, of course, I said Shelby McCall is pushing all the buttons. We've got a full show. Some things have changed, as they do in radio programming, and I'm disappointed in a way that we're not going to have Jordan Lee on for the final segment, because Jordan is coming off the big win in the Major League Fishing Heavy Hitters competition, but he is unavailable today, and I can't think of a better person to fill that gap in the final segment than I consider our own Mark Rose. And I know Frank goes back a long way with Mark. I go back to the day of the aluminum boat on the Mississippi River. And so Mark will be in the final segment. Next up is we're going to talk to the second oldest man to ever win a FLW BFL tournament, fishing tournament in modern era. Charlie Jones out of Beach Bluff, Tennessee. And then after that, we're going to the Tennessee Aquarium. And I got to get Frank over there sometime when the grandkids get maybe a little bit older. It's a wonderful place to do. And I want to get Frank over there. Then we're going to talk about kayaking. David Best is on this morning out at Herb Parsons. If you ever wanted to buy a kayak, well, come on out to Herb Parsons this morning at 8 o'clock. David will be out there. There will be kayak demonstrations. I think he's got a full field of 15 kayaks out at Herb Parsons talking about kayak fishing. Jacob Wheeler. We're going to talk to Jacob. He won the big bass tournament at Pickwick Lake, and then he went down to South Florida at Kissimmee, at Toho Lake down in South Florida, and competed in the heavy hitters. Did not place, did not catch what he wanted to catch because they now have a limit. The fish must weigh 3 pounds or better to be in there. But me and Frank, how's everything going with you?
Well, we're managing okay. We just trying to stay safe and take care of our folks, and we're still open. We hadn't missed a lick, and people have been pretty cooperative with us, I'd say. And
you said 80% of the people are wearing a mask, and this being Father's Day weekend, you wouldn't mind selling a few products today at one of your locations, would you?
we have lots of stuff that Dad
yeah
really likes. So and it doesn't have to be a big item. You can sometimes just getting them a T-shirt or
there you go.
a hat or something like that. And it doesn't have to be a motorcycle all the time.
No, but it could be an Indian motorcycle T-shirt or
That's right.
A solid black with that little insignia up there. Indian motorcycle insignia is one of those things. And Frank will be open at 8 this morning on Mount Moriah 5716. Is that right?
5715.
5715 Mount Moriah. Pull in there. Father's Day specials. And I wanted to, a lot of times we got the weather has been crazy, but now we're getting good weather. It's really good outdoor recreational time, isn't it? I mean, whether you're trail riding or what.
I tell you, it's been interesting. We've had a big run on the off-road type products that we sell.
Yep.
And the only rationale behind any of it is
what?
Is people's normal recreational activities have been interrupted.
Yes. Yeah.
And so they're trying to do something different, keep themselves busy.
Uh-huh.
And the outdoors has been calling them.
And product-wise, now at Mount Moriah, you have the Indian motorcycle. What you also have Polaris there, right? I mean, what do you got there?
Yeah, Polaris off-road, which would be ATVs and side-by-sides.
Okay.
The Indian motorcycles, and then the slingshots, Polaris slingshots.
And the Polaris slingshots. Now, have you been? You usually go to Minneapolis or something, don't you, for the big Polaris thing?
Yeah, it's like a lot of things. It's not happening this year.
So what is happening with Polaris this year? Are they introducing?
They're going to introduce stuff, online and by virtual means.
Okay.
And they've done that before. This is not the first time that we haven't had a product meeting in the summer. So.
Okay, so the new products. Do they come out at a certain time of the year? I mean, like the slingshot. Now, this is how many years for the slingshot?
This is actually the 6th year for
wow,
the slingshot.
I can't believe that.
And they've already introduced the new the 2020 slingshots, which is a new body style and new items on it. The off-road stuff they will start introducing that in July.
In July, okay.
And it'll be staggered. They'll introduce some throughout the month of July, and the model year changes on August the 1st.
And these off-road things, the day of the three-wheeler is long gone.
If you have a three-wheeler, it is considered a collector's item now.
If I still had my big red three-wheeler, would that be?
It would be worth something,
wouldn't it? If it ran, if I had to run it off the road or something like that. But we've come down. You mentioned the side-by-side. So what's the Cadillac of the side-by-side?
Still the Polaris Ranger. The side-by-sides now are available with a full cab, including air conditioning,
golly.
Heater and air conditioning.
Okay, all right.
So you can be quite comfortable in it.
Heated seats, have they come yet? Are they still out there?
They have heated seats. It's a little bit different, but it's
they do.
You do have heated seats.
You have heated seats.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and you got a stereo system, whatever you might need.
Yeah.
Now, and the half-track thing that I've been in before, what is that?
Stereo and GPS.
You got a GPS, yeah.
They call it a little feature called Ride Command, where you and your friends could link up, and you'd have a moving map, and you can see where your friends are. Like if you're riding, if you're riding in trails, and
so it's out there like a screen, like like the backup thing on my car or something. Similar. It works off that, but the GPS will not. Pretty amazing when you talk about the evolution of the ATV. when you look at this, and I don't know. Of course, the Indian Motorcycle, is it the oldest? I can't remember. Is it the oldest still active motorcycle company?
Indian is the predates the that other American manufacturer
Okay.
by about 2 years.
Really?
A little less than 2 years.
A little less than 2 years.
Indian was started in 1901, and that other manufacturer started in 1903.
Really? Okay, so next year, 2021 will be a anniversary year. Then
That is
for
correct.
Indian. Wow. Okay. But the Assemble has now changed, and back in those old police movies and things, I don't know what they were riding. Is Indian? Can you still get a sidecar? Is that still out there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Indian does not. There's a
Who makes it?
there's an aftermarket manufacturer that makes a sidecar for an Indian motorcycle.
Huh. Oh, my. So is that available? If somebody wanted one, you could get one? I mean,
Sure.
Really? Okay. Doesn't look anything like Barney Fife and Andy Griffin riding around with the General Patton or whatever it was that he had on, and he was in that little seat, and Andy sat there when Barney took off. But anyway, 8 o'clock today. We're not back to the poker runs or anything like that, are we, Frank? Or are we still?
We're just about. There's going to be one later this month that's going to help. It's one that supports the the Veterans Hospital.
Okay.
They do a deal where they feed people on the 4th of July, and there's a run that helps helps pay for that.
Got to be a lot of motorcycles out on the 4th of
and
July.
They're more starting to kick in. So.
What's more patriotic than a motorcycle? You know, when you think about it, our country was just about founded by motorcycles. Some of the motorcycles were before automobiles. People were riding two-wheel motorcycles and things along that line. But anyway, Frank Barton is with me, not in studio, but at the store at 5715 Mount Moriah. Head on over there this morning. 8 o'clock they'll open. You're going to be open till 3? Is that still right? Or is you
open to 3, that's
open
correct.
till 3. Get that Father's Day present. Let's take a break. You want to come back and talk to a gentleman who's almost as old as I am, and he's still bass fishing, and he just won a tournament. We'll be right back on Outdoors with Larry.